Take two.
Stand by. Action!
It's very good to play Captain John again. He's the nastiest character I've ever played in my life. It's nice. We're not really going over the same ground this time. He's a little different this time. He's on a journey.
Action! Captain John, we think, is trying to destroy Torchwood, when in the reality of the whole situation, John is being manipulated by somebody else.
That sense of, can you trust him or can't you, was what was lovely to play upon in episode 13.
We think he's the sort of selfish, anarchic guy that we saw in episode 1 of series 2, but actually we realise that his affection and love for Captain Jack is enough to make him try and do the noble thing.
You have to understand. I really do love you.
It's always much more fun to take those bad guys and find some sort of shred of humanity with them. And I think he quite enjoyed playing that side of the character a second time round.
When Captain Jack first sees his brother in the field, you imagine it's going to be this homecoming, the two brothers together in a very warm and emotional scene. What it turns into, of course, is a murder.
Sorry's not good enough.
And that kind of opens up the whole episode then into this great theme and this huge vengeance.
What do you want from me? I want you to suffer.
The one act of Jack letting go of Gray's hand when he's just a boy has the most enormous effect on Jack's life, on Torchwood, on Cardiff, and most of all on Gray.
Each dawn was a fresh horror. I'd lie there, surrounded by corpses, praying to become one. Because you let go of my hand.
It's kind of saddening. The guy's just been really, really, really tortured and has been surrounded by corpses for many, many years. And he's just very, very bitter and hates his brother a very great deal. And that's it. That's just the measure of his personality.
And while I wish for death, you found eternal life.
If I could switch with you, I would. He plays the character like he is spitting venom.
Each time you revive with a throat full of earth, each time it chokes you afresh and you thrash on the edge of death, think of me.
All right, Con Hot, now can't let you do this.
Cut.
Cut that. In Torchwood, one of the mottos is, you die young.
We'd always set up in series 1 that nobody in Torchwood lasts past the age of about 30, 35, because basically you're on borrowed time.
Not like this!
So we wanted to do a story where you really felt the pain of somebody genuinely dying. It was a huge decision, absolutely massive.
Killing off character is the most horrendous responsibility. It's a really heartbreaking thing to do.
I'm not doing it!
He's got used to the idea of being dead. You know, he knows what he's losing. He's raging against now the fact that Torchwood cannot ultimately save him.
Where's Jack? Where's Gwen? You gone! Bring him on in! What's the dead man now?
Owen, just stay calm.
Oh, God, Sauce, what's the point in that? Where's the fun in that? We knew it had to happen at some point, but we didn't think we'd be losing two of them. Literally, I was shocked. I stood there, didn't know what to say, and Eve just burst into tears.
I was unable to read those scenes. I'd scanned them, but I was unable to to work on them up until the point that we were doing them because they upset me so much.
I'm not going to go like this. Get me out of here!
It took a long decision over several weeks, lots of emails between everyone involved of how it could work and why it could work.
I'm not staying here, Tosh!
Now, I certainly had a few conversations with Chris Chibnall about the ending, because what you don't want is a syrupy 12-minute dying scene. What you need is somebody to be in peril and then die, and that's the end of it.
I went, just stay calm.
Oh, why should I do that? Where's the fun in that? I'm going to rage my way to oblivion. Ah!
Please stop.
Oh, why? Give me one good bloody reason why. One good reason why I shouldn't keep screaming.
Because you're breaking my heart.
Her saying to Owen, "Because you're breaking my heart," was the last scene that we shot of the entire series. And she did that whole sequence where we're on mid-shot on her face. She did the whole thing in one take. And it was absolutely perfect.
Although she's bleeding to death, she's kind of in control. She's controlling Owen at that point emotionally. And her death is all about bringing them together, really, as opposed to them parting.
He's all right. Really, Tosh? It's all right.
We don't know what happens to Owen. We don't know what happens, whether the radiation, slowly decomposes him, or whether in fact he finds his ways into the sewers and becomes King of the Weebles.
Okay, thanks very much, everybody. That's it for Mr. Burns.
I've been playing Tosh for 2 series now, and you become accustomed to her, you care about her, and it was really difficult. I was so nervous for the whole weekend before we shot it. I just wanted to do it right. I wanted to sort of make sure she got a really good and truthful death scene.
Naoko performed that scene in just the most extraordinary way. She took a while to sort of get ready for it, and completely understandably, as an actor, to have to bring that amount of emotion straight onto screen is a huge thing to ask.
It's very difficult because when you're in that moment, obviously you're playing Tosh and you're just her, you're dying.
I'll open the system protocols. You just need to configure the time frame and authorize them. Okay.
Let's do it. And Tosh. Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Her death comes pretty sudden. I prefer the sort of the surprise element. Usually sometimes you kind of get a sense if someone's on their way out and stuff. But with this, hopefully there's been sort of like an element of surprise. Certainly Tosh has been surprised. What it reinforces is the fact that as Torchwood, we have a very dangerous job.
Chico! What? I need help down here!
It is heart-wrenching, but we are losing 2 members of our family who we love very much and we're very close with and we have great fun with, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's like any real-life situation. You lose people.
Those are real tears you see in that scene. Real tears. It's heartbreaking.
Period drama next here on BBC HD at Bleak House.